Are you looking for the best Android phones? In this video we will look at some of the 9 best Android phones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Google Pixel 8 Pro. Another year, another Pixel graces the top of our best Android phones list. But unlike in previous years, where buyers might have to compromise on certain hardware elements to get the best of Google's software, the Pixel 8 Pro is a phenomenal piece of technology. It improves on the Pixel 7 Pro in nearly every way, all while keeping the same core design that has become so immediately identifiable. From the newly matte glass to the flat edges surrounding the display, the Pixel 8 Pro feels better in your hand in nearly every way, and the blue variant in particular looks absolutely stunning. It keeps the same 6.7-inch display size as the previous model, but thanks to Google's new Super Actua display, it's brighter than ever before, something you'll immediately notice once you step outside. And as you look closer, the improvements keep coming. Everything from improved facial unlock to true 30W charging helps make this a better device than its predecessor. Under the hood, Tensor G3 takes a big step forward, staying relatively cool under pressure while supplying better battery life. It's not like Google has leapfrogged over its Qualcomm-branded competition here. The phone is still warmer on average than its Snapdragon counterparts, but it's a big improvement nonetheless. It also allows for all sorts of AI-powered tricks that, frankly, are too numerous to share in depth in this particular buyer's guide. From custom wallpapers to removing background noise in videos to making the photoshopped images of your dreams turn into nightmares, the software experience here is as complex as it's ever been. Unfortunately, that hasn't stopped Google from pushing out the occasional bugged update to its phones, which remains a real problem in 2024. Number 2. Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. If we're being honest, the Pixel 8 Pro isn't for everyone. Whether it's the relatively restricted launcher, the love-it-or-hate-it design, or the bugs that have earned Google a reputation for turning its users into beta testers, anyone wanting to stay away from the Pixel is likely to find themselves checking out whatever Samsung's been working on for the past year. And while you might think the Galaxy S24 Ultra is the obvious comparison point in 2024, we actually think most users should check out Samsung's middle child, the Galaxy S24 Plus, instead. Unlike previous generations, where skipping out on the S Pen-equipped phone meant some serious downgrades in specs, the Galaxy S24 Plus goes toe-to-toe with its bigger sibling. A Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, at least stateside, globally, this phone is powered by Exynos, which may push some shoppers away. 12GB of RAM, and a QHD Plus display make this feel every bit a flagship for a whopping $300 less than the Ultra. We also think it has a better design too. You'll lose out on that new titanium build, but the flat edges and rounded corners help the Galaxy S24 Plus fit more comfortably in your hand. Number 3. Google Pixel 8a. Google's A-series phones have always been solid performers considering their more accessible price tags, and the Pixel 8a is shaping up to not only continue that trend, but perhaps even close the gap with the company's mainstream flagships. While getting a smartphone under $500 necessitates a few compromises, Google has done a better job than ever in making the right ones here, creating an A-series phone that delivers more bang for your buck than ever. For example, while last year's Pixel 7a cut corners on screen quality, the Pixel 8a packs in the same Actua quality panel as the Pixel 8. It's a bright and vibrant display with solid viewing angles that we think most folks will enjoy, as long as you can get past the larger bezels, which remain just as large as they were on last year's budget model. While there are some subtle technical differences between the displays, we don't think these are things most folks need to care about. The back is also plastic rather than glass, but it's a lovely matte finish that feels great in the hand and won't turn into a fingerprint magnet. Naturally, Google has also put its latest Tensor G3 chip into this model, too, which means it will hold its own against the rest of the Pixel 8 family. More importantly, Google finally nailed the efficiency curve with the G3, which means the Pixel 8a will run far cooler and consume less power when faced with demanding tasks like gaming. Even during the break-in period, we've found we can easily get through a full day of heavy use with over 30% battery remaining. Number 4. OnePlus Open. 2023 was truly the year of the foldable, especially in the US, where previous competition included Samsung and, well, not much else. That changed thanks to launches by Google, Motorola, and, most impressively, OnePlus. The OnePlus Open arrived late in the year after Galaxy and Pixel devices had already lined store shelves, to leave plenty of reviewers with their jaws on the floor. Though the company may seem like the US arm of Oppo more than ever before, that didn't stop the Open from becoming one of the best foldables you can buy today. The OnePlus Open is jam-packed with all of the usual 2023 specs, a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, loads of RAM, and a large battery ready to power your experience. It's all in a chassis that's thinner and lighter than anything else available in North America, as little as 239 grams in the black colorway. The outer 6.3-inch display feels like a standard smartphone screen, while the inner 7.82-inch panel is one of the best on any foldable yet. And due to its matte anti-glare screen protector, it's easy to read in all lighting conditions, all while the crease is barely existent. The large camera module on the back of the device seems destined to be divisive among fans, but it houses the most impressive phone camera you can buy on a foldable today. It's not as consistent as something like the Pixel 8 Pro's camera, but it's a lot of fun to shoot with. Oxygen OS remains as lackluster as ever, though the open canvas feature for multitasking puts it leagues beyond the competition. And the battery is long-lasting and fast charging, though at the sacrifice of wireless charging. Boo, OnePlus. Number 5. Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. The Motorola Razr Plus set the new standard for cover screens, but it's hard to argue with Samsung's success in this market. That success is earned thanks to the years of polish that has gone into both the hardware and software for the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. The hinge now folds completely flat, preventing dust from getting at your foldable screen when closed. But the real star of the show is the new 3.4-inch cover screen that finally takes this secondary display from gimmick to useful. It can preview notifications, show widgets, let you respond to messages with a full keyboard, and even run any app you like through good luck. It even now boasts the same Galaxy AI features as the S24 line. There are a couple of differences in how Samsung and Motorola approached their respective smartphones. Samsung's widgets are leaps and bounds better than what you'll find on the Razr Plus, while Motorola allows you to open apps by default without jumping through hoops to add third-party services. Even then, though, Samsung does show some serious design chops when compared to the Razr, especially in terms of build quality. Number 6. Motorola Razr Plus, 2023. Samsung has long held its crown as the foldable king, largely thanks to an absence of rivals in the US. And while Google stopped short of claiming the Galaxy Z Fold series crown, Motorola has had more luck on the clamshell side. The Motorola Razr Plus is an exceptionally fun phone, and as long as you can deal with some inconsistent, and often mediocre, cameras, there's a lot to love here. On the inside, you'll find a pretty typical Android experience. An ultra-tall 6.9-inch display looks and feels like your regular Motorola phone, right down to the twist and chop gestures for the camera and flashlight, respectively. It's the outside of the phone where the Razr Plus really shines. That 3.6-inch, 1:1 display might sound small on paper, but it's surprisingly capable of accomplishing most everyday tasks. From sending a text to looking up directions, this screen makes it easy to keep your phone folded when you don't need it, all while saving on battery life in the process. Number 7. OnePlus 12. The OnePlus 12R might be an undoubtedly impressive debut for the company's mid-range series, but we're equally impressed with the 2024 proper flagship. The OnePlus 12 builds on everything the company got right in 2023, all while making the necessary improvements to keep its phones in the conversation. From the striking marble green colorway to the top-tier specs sheet, it's hard to find a better flagship bargain for $800 right now. If there's one thing the OnePlus 12 isn't, it's surprising. The core design is nearly unchanged from last year, while the under-the-hood performance is everything you'd expect to find on a modern Android phone. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is as great a chip as we'd hoped for, while the 6.82-inch display is bright, vivid, and as impressive as anything Samsung has on its phones. It's still curved, though, and while some users might appreciate it, others might find the overall design lacking compared to flat edges from its peers. Number 8. Samsung Galaxy A15 5G. We understand not everyone wants to spend upwards of $1,000 on their next smartphone, and most people won't even use the added horsepower provided by the other entries on this list. If you're looking to save a few dollars but still get a solid Android experience, the Samsung Galaxy A15 5G offers many of Android's benefits without the massive hit to your wallet. We'll start with the display, a gorgeous 6.5-inch Super AMOLED panel refreshing at 90 Hz. It's crisp and contrasty, providing a great experience while binging content or playing games. Speaking of gaming, the A15 is powered by the Dimensity 6100 Plus, allowing for better performance in games like Genshin Impact and other titles you wouldn't expect at this price point. Number 9. Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. Usually, a phone like the Galaxy S24 Ultra would be reserved for the premium section on this list. It is, after all, one of the most expensive smartphones on the market. But with the Galaxy S24 Plus having made so many strides compared to its predecessor, it only makes sense for us to recommend that phone in its place, as you're no longer required to get the Ultra to enjoy features like a QHD display and a higher refresh rate. However, there are still plenty of fans of the old Note series, and the S24 Ultra is ideal for them. While you pay a lot for the S24 Ultra, you won't be short on features, with its powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset, 12 GB of RAM, and gorgeous display, making Samsung's flagship a top performer. You'll get excellent frames on high graphics settings in most AAA mobile games, with the S24 Ultra also capable of chewing through video and photo editing on the go. If you have a particularly long work day or enjoy your phone lasting well into the evening, the S24 Ultra gets excellent battery life, comfortably providing over 8 hours of screen-on time.